गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरा तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिः ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम. This is the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita. We reached, but still another 2 months, maybe 2 weeks, 1 month at least, to cover the rest of it. So, this is the 18th chapter of the Gyaneshwari, which is a commentary on Bhagavad Gita by Gyaneshwar Maharaj. And the verse we just chanted is the last verse of the 18th chapter. And here it says that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, means wherever there is Lord Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, there the Dhanurdhar, Partha Dhanurdhar means Arjun. Dhanurdhar, the one who is wielding the bow, and he is expert bowman. And who is he? Parth. Parth is, I explained last week, that is another name because of Pratha, that is his mother Kunti, who was also called as Pratha, and therefore Pratha, Partha. Another word, her name, mother's name was Kunti. So Arjuna's another name is Kaunteya. So like that, different names he gets from whoever he is related to directly. And therefore, so wherever there is Yogeshwara Krishna, and who is this Krishna? Yoga Ishvara. He is the Lord of all the yogis. He is the one on whom all the yogis, all the seekers, all the meditators, all the Hatha yogis, Kundalini yogis, whichever yoga you may talk about, because we covered all of them in Bhagavad Gita. All of them, whom they meditate upon, he is that. Who? Krishna. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. So, with that word Yogeshwara Krishna, he is the goal that everyone must seek. He is the destination that everyone must reach. See, he is the essence that everyone must realize in this manner. And who is that? Yogeshwara Krishna. Yog itself means what? Yog means union. Union with what? Union of the Jivatma with the Paramatma. So who is that Paramatma? That is Krishna. Oh, but Krishna is with form. We have explained that all before. You worry about it. Go back and study. Okay, we are on the last verse. So, wherever there is the Yogeshwara Krishna, the Lord of the Yoga, and wherever there is Partha the archer, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutihi, there alone the Shri is there, there alone the wealth is there, and Vijaya, there only victory is there, and there also only Bhutihi. Bhuti is the fortune, that which we have not gained yet, but it is going to come, and that is the fortune. So these three things, Bhutihi, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama, and Dhruva, this is a firm statement of mine. Dhruva is that you don't see it in the southern hemisphere, but if you go to the northern hemisphere above the equator. So from India, we used to see it, Dhruva Tara, early in the morning, at the break of dawn, or at the sunrise. The light hasn't come yet. The last star that you can continue seeing even after at dawn is this Dhruva Tara. So there is a story about that also. That Dhruva Tara means He is eternally there for centuries. Why centuries? Thousands and thousands and thousands of years, that star has always been there. And he is a representation of a permanent position being granted by the Lord on his lap. That's what. And that permanent position, so when we say that here Dhruva, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama, so Dhruva Niti, the Niti, this Niti is Dhruva, means it is adig, it means it is unshakable, that it is unmovable. Dhruva Tara is unmovable. All other planets change their position. Sun also moves its position in that sense. But that's the Dhruva star, it's always there. So that's what it represents. And he says, Matir Mama, this is my opinion, this is my considered view. And who is saying this? Sanjay. Sanjay is the charioteer of the blind king Dhritarashtra. And the Bhagavad Gita, I told you last week, it began with Dharma Kshetre, it began with Dharma. The first word. Why we are talking about Dharma? And who spoke about that Dharma? Blind king was asking the question about Dharma Kshetre on that field. Which is that battlefield? He was talking about the battlefield. We are continuously in a battlefield. Right now the battlefield is we are understanding or we are not understanding. This is in the mind. Our battlefield is how long the lecture is going to go. Our battlefield is if we have some pain in the body somewhere, oh, I wish I had sat on the sofa or I should have sat on the chair, etc. etc. That is again a battle because options are there. And this way, the blind king, he is as if he is devoid of the right conduct. And we can see that in the story of Mahabharata also, and in this Bhagavad Gita also. We explained to you how before why he asked that question, and it is and the events that happened, that Ved Vyasji came and said, I want to give you the divine eye so that you can see what you have brought about, this war, so that you can correct your actions before it is too late. But he says, I don't want it. Then the Maharishi Vedvyas, the great sage, he gives it to this charioteer. He says, if he feels like he can ask, and then you can narrate everything and be benefited. And that's what Sanjay, the charioteer, he has listened to the entire Bhagavad Gita and he understands. All his doubts are clear. He understands who he is. He got realized by merely watching the whole Bhagavad Gita happening in front of his eyes, which he was able to see due to the divine vision which Ved Vyasji had given. But the blind king, he continues to remain blind. Even after listening to the Bhagavad Gita quietly, he did not interrupt in between for the entire 700 verses. Who? Blind king. So whether he was listening or not listening, how does it matter? Because we don't see any contribution from him in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Because this Bhagavad Gita, Sanjay is speaking. Sanjay is narrating. He could have asked a question, but not one, only the first question. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava. See? Not Samaveta Yutsava. Kim Kurvata Sanjaya. Somewhere I mixed. So, Dharma Kshetre, so wherever, right now, this is our Kshetra. This is our field of operation. When we are in the car, that is our field of operation. When you are with your patients, that is your field of operation. When we are with our family, that is our field of operation. And in this way, every moment of our existence, we are we find ourselves in some field of operation. How do you operate in that field of operation? Even when we are alone, lying in the bed, that is our field of operation. What are you thinking? What are your actions? What are your imaginations? Is there contemplation going on, or lusty thoughts going on, or food thoughts going on, or worldly thoughts going on? What is going on? Because at any given moment, whether it is at physical level or mental level, we have a field of operation, isn't it? How we perform there. Because where does karma happen? Where does action happen? Manasa, vacha, kaya. At the physical level, it is at the body level or the speech level. This is both at the physical level. At the subtle level, finer level, it is at the mental level. So whether we are all by ourselves, there is still a field of operation. What is that field? Our mind. When we are at the physical level, yes, the mind is there, but at the physical level also, we are in a particular environment, isn't it? So what is how are we performing our action wherever life has placed us? Are we performing the action righteously, or are we performing the action unrighteously? Are we following the dharma, or are we following the adharma? So therefore, what does Bhagavad Gita tell us? The first word in Bhagavad Gita is dharma, and the last word in the Bhagavad Gita is mama, netir, matir mama, mama, mine, my. And what is that first word? Dharma, my dharma. And if you understand the Bhagavad Gita, don't be serious about it, enjoy listening to it. Let it be imbibed rather than be you can write notes, no doubt, but not every word, only that which clicks. But important thing is Shravanam. Then at all different positions of your life, as a relative, as a human being, as a seer, at the sensory level, at the emotional level, at the intellectual level, at the life level, at the knower of the field level, kshetra, kshetrajna, as the sattvic, rajasic or tamasic, so take it the other way, as the inert person or the dynamic person or the pure person, tamasic, rajasic and sattvic, as that person, what is your duty? What is the act? How do we, can I remember everything that I have to perform in life in every different situation? It will be very hard, isn't it? And yet, that which is hard has been put in these 700 verses by Bhagavan Sri Krishna to Arjuna. The essence of that was given in 3 verses in the 18th chapter towards the end, and then the essence of those 3 verses was given in 1 verse. The essence of that 1 verse is only 1 word. What is that? Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. And who is this Krishna? He is the life that is expressing in every one of us. So are you going to, whatever you study, whatever you practice, wherever life is placing you, is your attention on the life principle, the consciousness that is within? That consciousness is any moment, at any given time, it is complete. It is never incomplete. Consciousness is always complete. So that which is complete can never be short of anything. That which is complete, because if I'm short of something, then I'll desire that something, isn't it? That which is complete cannot desire anything. It is complete. It is fulfilled. It is content. See? So when we think of that principle, which is, if because that consciousness I cannot see, so I give him the form Krishna, and I contemplate on Krishna, I think of Krishna, I chant his name as if there is no tomorrow. And when I do that, because he is the most integrated one, because he is the most perfect one, Purushottama, 15th chapter, because he is the Trigunatita, the 17th chapter, because he is the Kshetrajna, because he is the knower of the field, 13th chapter, because he is the Virat Purusha, 11th chapter. See? So different chapters give you different flavors of Krishna. Like every person comes to you, they say, someone says mom, so another says maushi, another one says auntie, another one says ajji. So person is one, but different definitions by different people. Similarly, all these 12 chapters talk about that same one. The goal is the same. When we contemplate on that one Krishna, when we continuously, incessantly chant his name, remember him as our own essence, then we don't have to worry about dharma. Then we don't have to worry if we are doing the right action or the wrong action. It will automatically happen. A mother doesn't have to read books how to take care of the child. Automatically. It comes from within, isn't it? So when our mind is surrendered to the Lord in our heart, who is our essence, is continuously, single-pointedly, without distractions, focused on the divine principle, automatically integrity comes. And at that moment, this idea, what is my dharma? This question will not appear. You will be, then till that does not happen, till you don't merge into the infinite, till your mind is not completely without any distraction thinking about that conscious principle, till that does not happen, you need to know what your dharma is. Correct? We are perfect in essence, but at this moment we don't see ourselves as perfect, isn't it? So when we don't see ourselves as perfect at this moment, when you study this entire Bhagavad Gita, it tells you what your dharma is, and in one word, your duty. Dharma also means duty, dharma also means righteousness. So the only duty is to realize the divine within yourself. That is your ultimate duty. And with that, the acumen to perform in any given situation where life has placed you will automatically get invoked out of you. Remember, you do not create hunger. Hunger gets invoked at the right time, isn't it? You cannot invoke blinking of the eye. You cannot invoke a cough or a hiccup or a sneeze. It's all natural. When there is a blockage, automatically it gets invoked. Exactly the same way. We feel that we should know this, we should know that, we should know that. No, there's only one thing you need to know, and that is realize the Lord divine within your heart. Subjectively, not objectively. The more we are in tune with Him, when all the guitar strings are in tune, then the music flows. When you are in tune with Him, automatically all the sapta swaras, the seven chakras in your body, they are in tune and the music starts flowing out of you. Whatever you say, whatever you see, hear, touch, feel, think, talk, do, everything is perfect. You will not say that. You will not know that. Others will say it. Others will say it. Because you are not there anymore. You have absorbed yourself in the divine. See? So in this manner, and then we talked about what? That wherever he is, there alone the wealth is there, the physical wealth and the spiritual wealth. And then Vijaya, there alone the victory is. Victory is always. Lasting victory is always of whether when we talk about good and bad, sometimes good will win, sometimes bad will win. Shreyas, prayas, sometimes the lower will win, sometimes the higher will win. But we are not looking for this type of victory. We are talking about Nishreyas. Nishreyas is that which is beyond the opposites of good and bad. The ultimate good, the ultimate perfection, in which the duality has got no impact on it. Just as sun has got no impact of the duality called day and night. We are looking at that one. So, and that you are, don't forget, that Krishna is. Why am I thinking of Krishna? Because I am not ready to accept that I am that. Because my attention is on the body, my attention is on my children, my attention is on my shortcomings, on my regrets, on my expectations, on my fears, etc., etc. So when my attention is on all these hats that I am wearing, where is the question of knowing myself? So till I don't come to know, till then, keep practicing. What? In spite of your shortcomings, you keep focusing, you keep contemplating on the divine name or the divine consciousness that you are. And in this way, Gyaneshwari Maharaj explains, Yaya bola sanjayo mane ziyera ye ranchi minene pari ayushyate the jine he fude ki ga चंद्रूते थे चंद्रिका शंभूते थे अंबिका संतते थे विवेका असणे कीजी रावोते थे कटक सौजन्य ते थे सोयरीक वन्हीते थे दाहक सामर्थ्य की दयाते थे धर्मु धर्मु ते थे सुखागमु सुखी पुरुषोत्तमु असे जैसा. He says, hearing these words of the king, Sanjaya said, I do not know which of the two parties So because the king was not interested in knowing what happened there, he was not interested in the knowledge that was imparted. When he doesn't see any response coming from the other side, he says, I do not know which of the two parties will be victorious, but it is clear that wherever there is longevity, there is life. And who is Krishna? The deathless one. Who was Bhishmacharya? Also with the boon to die whenever he wanted. See? But he was not a manifestation. He was born through a womb to a mother. Krishna, he chose to be born through the mother was carrying him, but he did not go through the childbirth like you and me. He appeared. And how did he appear? He appeared in his original form. Shankha Chakra Gada Padma with 4 hands. And then when the parents saw that, then they will be touching the feet of that newborn child. He didn't want that. So he came back to his original form. Not original, came back to his present form, which is with two hands. Anyway, so here he says, I don't know which of the two parties will be victorious, but it is clear that wherever there is longevity, there is life. So here he is saying each one. Pari ayushyate the zine he pude kiga chandrute the chandrika shambhute the ambika. Now he is saying wherever this is, there the other is. So wherever, why is he saying that? Because what did he say? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, tatra Partha Dhanurdharaha. So wherever there is Krishna, there is Partha. Wherever is the sun, there is sunlight. Correct? Same way, he says here that wherever there is longevity, there is life. Next one, wherever there is moon, there is moonlight. Goes without saying. Continuing, where there is Lord Shiva, there is Parvati. Shambhu te the Ambika. Shambhu is another word for Lord Shiva. Then next one, Santa te the Viveka. Wherever there are saints, there is discrimination. What is discrimination? To dissect between what is real and what is unreal, what is constant and what is changing. That is what the saints are continuously contemplating and again absorbing their mind into the ultimate till nobody comes out. Correct? Then next one, Asane Kiji. So in this manner, where there is Lord Shiva, there is Parvati, and where there is saints, there is discrimination. Where there is a king, there is the army. Next one, Ravo te the Kataka, Saujanya te the Soyarika. Where there is army, and where there is warm feeling, there is good relationship. If someone is coming, who has come? Why has he come here today? Has he got nothing better to do? Troublemaker is coming. Sometimes we feel about some people like that, isn't it? Just someone told me. Someone said that they wanted to go to their country because their family is there. So that person's brother calls me. So he asks me questions sometimes. So I answered, and then I said, "Hey, how's your brother? Oh, he wants to go back to his country, and my sister doesn't want him to come because he comes, he's the troublemaker. She's already stressing out just by the thought that he's coming, thinking of coming. And she's in her 80s. She is living peacefully. She's a Sai Baba devotee. Husband has passed away. Son is married. He's gone. She's got a place to herself. Morning, afternoon, evening, she takes Sai Baba's name, does japa, does puja. Every Thursday she goes to the Sai Baba center and she's living a peaceful life. But then someone else comes and disrupts it. In that age, you want everything to be smooth as much as possible. So here he says, wherever there is warm feeling, so for that I gave that example. So there is no warm feeling there, because the person who is going must be a troublemaker. There is good relationship. Where there is fire, there is the burning power. Vanite te dahaka. Wherever there is fire, there is the burning power. Next one, Samartya ki dayate the dharmo. Where there is kindness, there is dharma. So who is a sadhu? Who is a sadhu? Saints can be different types. Saint can be realized saint. Saint can be, they can be building ashrams or doing the working out the whatever the Lord has inspired them to do in their life. But who is a sadhu in spite of all that? What is the how do you explain a sadhu?
Unattached to any of.
Yeah. What else? What is one main attribute of a sadhu. Sadhu, I don't know in English. What will you say?
Kindness?
No. What is sadhu? What will you say in English?
Like a person who has renounced.
But now you are using word renounced. All good qualities you put together
Yeah.
in one person.
So like Jesus or Krishna or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Is that
but
right,
but
or-
they are gods,
Right.
or you call him son of God. We are not calling them gods. Sadhu is not a god. He is like you and me.
Okay, but
He's a
has
human
good
being.
qualities.
But having that quality,
Pious?
he may not be well versed in the scriptures. He may not be having any powers. He may not be able to do any miracles. He may not be able to give lectures. He may be shying away from the society. But what is that one quality of sadhu?
Everything is mine.
Aye?
Everything is mine. I am one.
Therefore,
Only one thing.
good, your thought is only on that. I am talking from worldly point of view.
They
What-
say he has renounced the worldly.
Renounce is good.
Worldly.
You also renounce every night when you go to sleep. You renounce the whole world. It's not there in your mind. Your body also is not there in your mind when you go to sleep. So what is that one quality? One quality of the sadhu is he, even if atrocity is done on him, he forgives everyone and everything. He doesn't carry grudge. He's that kind. Daya bhava. Daya tethe dharmu. The reason I'm saying is that thought came is because the topic here is, the verse says, the OV says, Daya tethe dharmu. Where there is kindness, there alone is dharma. We are all calculating everything. We are factual. We want to work everything out. What is in it for me? Kindness is where we can think from other person's point of view. Or whatever you said just now, that everything is me. So if everything is me, how can I have a grudge with anyone? I will accept. I'll forgive and forget. They can, a sadhu, such a person, sadhu purusha, he can never have ill will towards anyone. Impossible. Dharmu tethe sukhagamu. And wherever there is dharma, there alone is happiness. So here he says, where are we? Wherever there is righteousness, there alone is happiness. And where there is happiness, there must be the Supreme Person. And where there is happiness, there is the Supreme is expressing at that moment. Whether it is in God, He is the perfect one. If it is in a saint, he has become the perfect one by merging his individuality. So also the sadhu. Sadhu is another name for a saint. Saint is a sadhu. Some people can be sadhus, but they may not be the perfected one. But they have done so much austerity and they have taken such intense vows. They have purified themselves so much that their presence itself is beneficial to others. They may not have realized, but every realized person is a sadhu. Understand? So in this manner, so very nicely they have said, wherever there is kindness, there is righteousness. Wherever there is righteousness, there is happiness. Wherever there is happiness, there alone is the Purushottama, there alone is the Supreme Person. Meaning, the Supreme Consciousness. Meaning, if out of you this kindness, righteousness and happiness for no reason is expressing, that person cannot say, I am realized. Other people are saying, Arey, this fellow must be realized. Why? He is happy, he is kind, he is a sadhu and he is righteous. And his righteousness is not based on your understanding of righteousness. His righteousness is not based on what you have studied in the books. Because he can see inside and outside of you. So he will work at a different level. Continuing. Vasanta the vane, vanate the sumane, sumani palingane, sarangachi, guru te tha jnana, jnani atma darshana, darshani samadhana, आथी जैसे भाग्य तेथ विलासु सुख तेथ उल्लासु हे असो तेथ प्रकाशु सूर्य जेथे तैसे सकल पुरुषार्थ जेणे स्वामी का सनाथ तो श्री कृष्ण रावो जेथ तेथ लक्ष्मी आणि आपुलेनी कांतेसी ते जगदंबा जया पासी अणिमादिकी कायदासी नवहति तयाते. He says again another set of wherever there is kindness there is righteousness. Similarly now he says vasanta te vane, vasanta spring, wherever there is, here he says what? Further, wherever Vanad, Vasanta Tethe Vane, wherever there is spring, there is a forest, wherever there is a forest, there are flowers. And then he continues in a Sumani Palingane, Sarangachi, and there must be flowers, and where there are flowers, there must be swarms of bees collecting nectar. See? So, have we become full of nectar? Have we become nectarine? Is that nectar going to come from outside? Or is that nectar your own essence, your own nature? So what I began today's talk, that you think only about Krishna or Om or that divine, that will make sure that the nectar is there. That is, and anyone who comes in the presence of such a person will feel fulfilled, will listen to the words and feel fulfilled. See? Therefore, Bhagavad Gita for thousands of years, it is still pouring out the nectar of knowledge, and still people are continuously coming to it. No other religion has a text which is, this is now 5,750-70 years ago. This text is from. Valmiki Ramayana is more than 14,000 years ago. The first poetry. No other culture has recorded data which is that old. All other religions came only now. The latest one is Baha'i. It only came now, few decades ago. Before that came Jainism. Before that came Buddhism. Before that came Islam. Before that came Islam. Before Islam came Jainism. Before Jainism came Buddhism. No, Buddhism came before Christianity, Jainism also came before Christianity. So they are all recent religions, and many more will come. Religions come, religions go. Our culture is Sanatana Dharma, eternal way of life, eternal righteousness. Dharma is righteousness, eternal. It is uncaused. There is no person who has written it. It's only stories. And these stories are for the present generation of seekers like us, stupid fellows, because we don't understand. If some equation is given, E is equal to MC, I don't understand. Then we have to give examples, and we have to give some inferences, then we have to give some similes, and then open that E is equal to MC square, and then, why didn't you tell me this before only? I would, but your brain was not available. The sharpness was not there. The availability was not there. The ability to comprehend was not there, and that is the present period. And therefore, that knowledge, some people say like that, how can on a battlefield 3 hours, if you chant the Bhagavad Gita, it will take 3 hours. Everyone is waiting with bow and arrow, and there is a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna for 3 hours going on. How can that be possible? A question to be asked. But remember, who is answering? Who is Arjuna asking? Krishna. He is the Lord himself. One click, everything stops. Time stops. Time stops. So anything could have happened. See? Or the other option is, we are just imagining here. Because we have got a mouth, we are talking. And another option is that he must have said in few words. And because the person who put this dialogue of Krishna and Arjuna in the epic called Mahabharata is Maharishi Vedavyas. Vedavyas is that same person who gave that divine vision to the charioteer. Vedavyas. Vedavyas means, what does the word Veda mean? Ved means all the scriptures. So he is the repository of all the scriptures. Vyasa. Vyas means expansion. So he is who is able to expand the formulas of the scriptures, which were not written by any human being, into the present day format. He is Vedavyas. In that manner, I am taking each verse here and expanding it so much. I am also Vyas. But I don't take that liberty. Instead, what do we say? I am speaking from Vyasa Peeth. This seat where I am giving lecture from, it is called as Vyasa Peeth. Peeth means seat. It is that seat from where some ideas are taken and expanded upon. So I am taking, these verses are there by Gyaneshwari Maharaj. He wrote it 7,500 years ago. Bhagavad Gita is 5,500 years ago plus. I am taking those verses. I can read it from here and put it to you. Each English one I can tell, Sarangachi, the nectar is there, and why the bees came, because they took the nectar. I don't need to put all this explanation. But what am I doing? I am expanding it. This expansion of an idea of the words is called the Vyasa Paddhati. See? And as you start being in tune with the words that you are hearing, slowly, expansion keeps contracting. And it leads to what? It leads to silence. Maunam vyakyat prakatita prabrahma tattva yovanam. That is the next line. Wherever there is a guru, there is knowledge. Wherever there is knowledge, there is self-realization. See? Now, if the verse is simple, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Tatra Yatra Partho Dhanodharaha Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. It must, if someone said like that one, and yeah, wherever there is Krishna, there is Arjuna, wherever both of them are there, there is wealth, there is victory, there is prosperity, there is eternity, and there is this is my opinion, this is my view. Story over. But what are we doing now? We are reading the commentary of Gyaneshwari Maharaj. That one, this we are just doing the first part, first line. How many examples he is giving you? This is expansion. Did Vedyasji do that? No. He must have whatever it was. He put it in this verse as the last verse. Gyaneshwari Maharaj has taken each one of them and expanded it with so many examples so that they are palatable, they are digestible. See? That it makes an impact on our mind. So here when he says the next one he says, so nectar, we are talking about the nectar. Now, Guru te tajnana jnani atma darshana darshani samadhana athi jaise. This is again a set of 4. And what is that? Wherever there is Guru, there is knowledge. Why? Are we talking only about the physical Guru? Which other type of Guru is there? Which other type of Guru is there? Yes, the inner teacher. The self, the Atma itself is. What is its definition? If when we use the words Sat Chit Anand, it's self-knowing. Sat is ever existing. Chit is all-knowing, self-knowing, because there is nothing else apart from the self. And that self, which is all-knowing principle, is throbbing within you as your essence. See? So we don't, if it depends upon where you find yourself in your life. Some people don't have a teacher, yet they perfect themselves because they must have left their sadhana in the previous life somewhere, and they naturally get connected to the Atma within, and the sadhana begins. There's no doubt. Others take God as the Guru. Yet others, they want a physical teacher. Yet others, they keep changing the teacher. Others take scriptures as the teacher. And yet there are other types who have everything available, still they don't want to pursue the path. Still they don't want to walk the path. So, Guru te Jnana, wherever this Atmic principle is, wherever this Sadguru, the eternal teacher, the Dakshinamurti, here Sri Krishna, if he is there in our heart, there alone the knowledge will express. There alone the knowledge is, because knowledge and the divinity are not separate. Knowledge, just as remember previous example, the burning power and the fire, are they separate? Exactly. So we are going with this example. Wherever there is Krishna and wherever there is Arjuna together, there will be the second line. So here, in that manner, we are saying wherever there is Guru, there is knowledge. Where there is knowledge, there is self-realization possible. And here we are not talking about knowledge, objective knowledge. We are not talking about word knowledge, book knowledge. We are not talking about sensory knowledge. We are not talking about thought knowledge. We are talking about knowledge which is our nature. It is only if you want to accept, good. If you don't, who cares? Only when we listen to the words of the Guru, it clicks. Only when. If you are reading the book, but and there is no teacher in your life, you are reading a book. But if while reading those words of this Bhagavad Gita, your attention is on the Atmic principle that these words are indicating, story over. In Mahabharata, in this epic itself, when these Pandavas, out of these 5 brothers, Arjuna is the middle one. Or these 5 brothers, they go to their teacher to study. And when they decide, when the teacher says, yes, come on, First day of the school, and he's going to teach them all the weapons of mass destruction. WMD. At that time, the one tribal prince, he comes and he says, "Oh teacher, I am also a prince but a tribal one. But if it is for all the royal family, I am also royal but tribal royal. Well, please accept me also as your disciple and I will learn." The teacher says, "I only teach the royals. I don't teach the tribal royals." And he does not allow him to attend the school. It was not like this ever. In our culture, everyone has the right to study. But sometimes people like that, he had an axe to grind, who the teacher. So to axe that grind, he is behaving in this manner, and eventually the teacher himself has to be killed by his student. Arjuna only kills his teacher on the battlefield, because he took part, he fought the war on the wrong side. He took the side of the unrighteousness. Who decides? Can Arjuna decide that I am righteous and the others will also say we are righteous, Pandavas are unrighteous? Who decides? This is not the dialogue that is going on. But at the end of the war, when the discussion is going on with Krishna, at that time, actually before that, before the end only, Krishna tells Karna that you are on the wrong side. Because in front of you, you defeated firstly, your father took the kingdom and promised his son that this kingdom is yours when it is supposed to be the 5 brothers. Then you all tricked Arjuna's elder brother in a game of dice, and by cheating you grabbed everything that he had created. Then you tried to disrobe the Pandava's wife Draupadi in the middle of the court. And that was the big evil that happened. And every person in that court who laid their eyes on this incident was already declared dead by the ultimate divine. And therefore, the teacher had to die, the grandfather had to die, the Karna had to die. They were each one an army in themselves. They could fight 10,000 people single-handedly. 10,000 soldiers, single-handedly. And yet they had to die. Because they were on the unrighteous side. That the story goes on, but here now coming back to the point, Guru Tetha Jnana Jnani Atma Darshana. Wherever there is Guru, there is knowledge, because Guru is of the nature of knowledge. Wherever there is knowledge, there is self-realization. So self-realization is what? Knowing the self as I. So when we have come to the Atmic principle, means mind is absorbed in the source in its source, that is Atma Darshan. And that is knowledge. Now don't think of knowledge that you are listening is knowledge, what I am speaking is knowledge, what you are reading is knowledge, what you have experienced is now, all that throw out of the window. Then what is the knowledge we are talking about? Of abiding in the self. Atma Darshana. After Atma Darshana, there is no question of coming out to be the individual. There is no ego after that. Darshani Samadhana. Thereafter, once we have realized the self, we are absolutely content. Such a person, such a saint, he is completely content. Samadhana. He does not hanker for anything in life. Wherever life is placing him, he is content. Samadhana. And then last one, हाथी जैसे भाग्य तेथ विलासु सुख तेथ उल्लासु हे असो तेथ प्रकाशु सूर्य से थे. He says, where are we? Luxurious living goes with good fortune. Where are we? Bhagya tetha vilasu. Wherever bhagya is the with good fortune, destiny. Nothing happens in life as a coincidence. Understand this. Nothing happens. I don't know. No, there is a reason. If there is no reason why something good is happening or bad is happening in this life, you can't work it out. It must be from the past life. Past life? I don't know. Good, you don't know. If you knew, you would be more miserable. Because how much havoc you created in last life, thank God you don't know. So don't blame anyone for your success or for your failure. Take full responsibility. Hand it over to him. Let thy will prevail. Move around in this world as if everyone is yours. With love, compassion, but not foolishness, huh? Don't become a doormat. Come, use me. No. So here he says that with good fortune comes luxurious living, and that is vilasu. Vilasu is everything is at your beck and call. There is no shortage. I want to go to India tomorrow. Okay, let's buy a ticket. Can't. I can't. You can. You can. I can't. Then what do? I organize Bali trip so I can go. See? But those who have, vilasu means that you can satisfy any desire that you have without any second thought. You have that much available with you. See? And many people have that. Today we are seeing that young kids at a young age, they are having good salaries. I know so many kids, before they are turning 30, they have got their houses. They delay their marriage, but they buy the house first. And afterwards, rest of the life, they complain. I should have got married earlier and I should have had the kid earlier. Why? Because after 30, there is no energy to take care of the child. See? So here, anyway, why we went into that topic, I don't know. So Vilasu is luxurious living. Nothing is not possible for them if it is in your destiny. If there is good fortune, nothing is. You buy a lottery ticket, it comes. First time in my life I am buying a lottery ticket and it came. See? You find yourself, no, God must be very pleased with me.
Destiny.
That's what it is. Good fortune. What is good fortune due to? You should know this. Why is good fortune? Why you have got good destiny? Or why good things are coming to you?
Past karmas.
Good, because not just past karmas. Because you have done good karmas in your past. Because you have done good deeds in your past. You must have given a lot of money to others and forgotten about it. So it's coming to you now. You touch and it comes. People come to help. Sometimes people call and nobody comes to help. And some person, little bit something happened, 10 people come. I was having a broken leg, nobody came, and he just hit his thing there, and 10 people came. How come? Destiny. So he says, good fortune, just as light goes with the sun, so also when we are happy, with the happiness goes inspiration or high spirits. So that's what is told here. Sukhate the ullasu. Ullasu means inspiration, motivation, high spirits, always on a high. Nothing is impossible, always positive.
That's my name.
Ullas. Oh, okay. So there we go. Sukhate the ullasu. Huh? Good. We got someone with high spirits. He aso teth prakashu. Surya jethe. Just like, so here he is giving the simile that wherever there is happiness, there alone is high spirits, just as wherever there is sun, there is light. How many examples he has given? This is Vyas. This is expansion. It makes it palatable. Now you can understand what, wherever there is Arjuna, wherever there is Krishna, how the wealth comes, how the prosperity comes, how the victory comes. That is being explained now, all in all these words. How wonderful. Continuing. तैसे सकल पुरुषार्थ जेणे स्वामी का सनाथ तो श्री कृष्ण रावो जेथ तेथ Lakshmi. So he says here that where there is Lord Krishna, to whom the four aims of human life have found a protector, there is Goddess Lakshmi, and where there is this mother of the universe along with her Lord, how could there not be her maids, the 8 marvelous powers, the siddhis, such as the power to be as small as an atom, etc. I'll tell you that later. So what is the sequence now? Here he says, तैसे सकल पुरुषार्थ जेणे स्वामी का सानाथ. Wherever where there is Lord Krishna. So what did we say when we talked about nectar in the beginning? That make your mind focused on the spirit. Make your mind focused on Lord Krishna. Make your mind focused on Om. Make your mind focused on the divinity that is inherent within you. Make your mind focused on who am I. All mean the same. Whether it is I, you are going to the source of the I which is behind the thought, or it is the witnessing consciousness, or it is the total consciousness called God, or it is the infinite consciousness or absolute consciousness which cannot be known by mind or speech. Whichever way you put it. Whenever we become focused, here it says, so wherever there is Lord Krishna, here he says, all the 4 Purusharthas are there. We put efforts, Purushartha means we put efforts in 4 areas. All activity, all efforts of your life fall under these 4 categories. Modern science has not discovered it. They are still living at Maslow's pyramid. What is that? Dharma Purushartha, Artha Purushartha, Kama Purushartha, and Moksha Purushartha. So where do you put your efforts in life? You put efforts in life in following righteousness, Dharma Purushartha. With that foundation of righteousness, you jump into the river of life. What is the first thing that you start doing after you finish studying?
Money.
Wealth. So put efforts in earning wealth, physical or spiritual. Put efforts. One must. As long as you are an individual, you must. It is your right. Don't get lost in anything else. When you have money in your pocket, what do? You like to spend money. What do we like to spend money on? satisfying our desires, isn't it? Stop. Then what do you do with that money? Satisfy your needs, but satisfy the needs of other people. Use that money to satisfy. So many needy people are there in this world. Help. Educate. Put food in front of them. Find some person who is capable but is not able to get into the school. Sponsor. How much is it from here? $20, $30 a month? Don't give it to organizations. Don't give it to organizations. Why? The rule of charity organizations in the entire world is if you give $100 to them, only $13 in Australia they are by law allowed to spend on the cause for which you have given them. Then what about the rest of the $87? That goes into their pocket as salaries, as 5-star hotel, then first class travel and good cars. In America, it is only $9. So don't give it to charitable organizations. Then what do you go personally? Find some person. And when your mind is ready, when you are ready to do it, opportunities will come. Some will take advantage. It's okay. But somewhere you will find some person. You have someone, isn't it? Yeah. He does that. And now that family has become his family. They accept him with open arms. See? Because now it is not that I give the money and I don't want to know them. No, you be involved. And the joy that you will get from that kid's success, that child is going to, you don't want that accolade. You don't want that to be the greater one. No. But you have won that kid's heart for life. See? So here he says, so what was the second one? Artha Purushartha. With the foundation of righteousness, you go out and earn the wealth. When you have wealth, satisfy your needs. One more I'll add. Don't give money to churches and temples. Then what do you do? If they are helping other people, then it is good. But if they are having a good life themselves, stop. And majority of the religious institutions are a big money spinner. People, if they are listening, I don't know, the video will go around, I don't care. But that is the truth. See? So you personally be involved with people whom you want to help. Now don't go and, here it is not told when you are putting efforts that you should go around and looking for people. No. What is your job? What is your job? Having taken birth, what is your job? Only to realize the truth. So you are on your journey. Wealth is coming because you have the acumen. You're finding yourself in the right place with the right people in the right circumstances. You touch anything, it generates wealth. What can you do? Similarly, the right people will come to you for you to utilize your wealth. Don't go and advertise. Because when you advertise that I have started one organization, we want to help people, all the unwanted people will come. Those who require, they will not come. They will not be able to come to you. Because self-appointed sentries will be around. Correct?
Yeah, I've had that happen. So yeah.
There you go. There you go. These things happen. And this is how the humanity is. We have to take out the best out of it. So, again we repeat, we put the effort to learn what is righteousness. We saw that When our attention is single pointedly on the divinity, righteousness flows. With that righteousness alone, you put efforts have to be put, some activity will go on, wealth will come. Utilize that wealth for survival or your needs, basic needs. Utilize the rest of it for the benefit of others. You do all these three: dharma, artha, kama, righteousness, earning wealth, and and satisfaction of desires, without losing your attention, without getting distracted from the final one. And what is that? Moksha Purushartha. So while you are doing all this, it is coming to you. Your main attention is to realize. Your main attention is not to by heart the books. Your main attention is not to invoke the wealth. Your main attention is not to help the world. Nobody has been able to help the world. Jesus came, Krishna came, Ram came. Everyone came and went. The world is still like a crooked tail of the dog. It has never become straight. It can never. It is like that. So, if you put efforts to try to fix this world, the world will fix you. Don't make that mistake. Then what do? We fix ourselves. Because the fault is not in the world. World is also divine. And as you start getting integrated within by focusing on the divinity within, you're putting efforts to be focused on the divinity, automatically all the crookedness of the world automatically vanishes. That is sadhu bhava. Automatically but when you have not fixed yourself, when you are not Godward or God oriented in your mind, as much as you may try to fix the world, it will never get fixed. You will be rubbed the wrong way. But when we go, our mind is merged into the divine, in the self. I am established in the self, or I am my whole disposition is only I want to be with the divine, one with the divine. Nothing attracts me or distracts me. Such a person cannot speak bad about the world. He says, everything is okay, man. It is like that only. I gave you the example, the crooked tail of the dog. That was for that at that moment. But in general, if you speak to us anytime, it's always positive. But that point was made so that you don't waste your energy trying to fix the world. And when the calling comes, you will not complain about the world. You will keep fixing it because it's a divine inspiration. It's a divine inspiration. Ramakrishna came, Raman Maharishi came, Chinmayananda came. So many great masters, Vivekananda came, so many great masters have come. But they were driven from within, not by a desire. Just like sun cannot stop giving light. Similarly, a person who is established in the self, he cannot be but spirited in whatever he finds himself to be doing. See, in this manner, where there is Lord Krishna, in whom our four aims of human life have found a protector. So, how do you study? You study the scriptures to understand what is right. Majority people in today's education, why there is this whole world is going the way it is going, because nobody is teaching them how to live. All the education system is only teaching them how to earn money, how to become an employee. Nobody is teaching them how to live. Nobody is teaching them how to be content. Nobody is teaching them how to be happy for no reason. And therefore, every day you take the news. It doesn't happen as much here, as much in America. Just now in that Super Bowl, someone went shooting everyone. Again, every day something is happening, and they call themselves educated, first world country. The whole internal system is breaking down. See? So where are we going wrong? Education system is not giving us what we need.
It's like consciousness levels, is it?
That is the only way. See, that consciousness is the ultimate. Consciousness is the ultimate. This book is not consciousness, but we have come to study, no? And when we're studying this, we are learning good things about ourselves. What is the best way to be in tune? What is the best way to integrate ourselves? What is the best way to invoke greater and greater potential within us? So when we are not just to know that consciousness, but after knowing that, what if you're not doing anything, it's no good. If at this moment I cannot sit and meditate whole day, then no point of, no, I vegetate. And what are you doing the rest of the day? Eating or sleeping or being lazy. But whole day I can't study scriptures also. Whole day I cannot be chanting also. Then what do? If I'm weeding, I weed with single pointed focus. If I'm washing dishes, I wash with single pointed focus. Because that is also an opportunity for me to be the witness. Then when I'm showering, I shower with single pointed focus of feeling that the Mother Ganga is coming. Gange cha yamune chaiva godavari saraswati nirmade sindhum kaveri jalesmin sannidhim kuru. Every aspect of every part of my day must be somehow divinized. Wherever life is placing me, my attention some way or the yena kena prakarana, by some way or the other, it must shift to the divine principle. I can't be doing only meditation whole day. I'll get bored after some time. The stamina is not there. I cannot be working all day also because stamina is not there. I can't sleep all day because stamina is not there. I am lacking stamina. Increase your stamina. That is only possible through focus. Focus on what? Focus on the divine. So here it says that wherever there is Lord Krishna, in whom these four aims of human life, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, have found a protector. Dharma, righteousness, is given by the Lord. The wealth is given by the Lord through his wife, the Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. Dharma, artha, kama, the satisfaction of desires is also done by, or the needs is also done by the wife of the Lord, because wherever there is Lord, there is his wife. Remember before we said, wherever there is Shiva, there is Ambika. So wherever there is Krishna, either you say there is Radha or you say it is Lakshmi. Lakshmi means wealth. So wherever there is a husband, can you have a husband without a wife? You cannot have a husband without a wife. So wherever there is Krishna, there is Lakshmi. You be focused on the Krishna, Lakshmi will automatically come. You be focused on the sun, the sunlight will automatically come. You be focused on the Guru, the knowledge will automatically come. You be focused on the knowledge, the self-realization will automatically come. It will happen. You be focused on self-realization, contentment will automatically come. See how beautiful this is. These are the words of this master. These you will not find in Bhagavad Gita. They are nowhere in this verse. This is all the
That
expansion.
was such a small age.
12 years old is giving the lecture. He's 12 years old and he's still alive today. After 770 years, he's still alive. He's sitting in meditation in Aalandi. You been to Aalandi? Go next time. You been? Go next time. Every time home. Acha, your mom is there. That's true. But 2 दिन के लिए चले जाओ, एक बार जाके दर्शन करके आओ. It's very blessed place.
Very nice.
They live close by, so she's saying. Bombay, na तुम्हें? So he says, wherever there is Lord Krishna, in whom these 4 aims of human life, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, righteousness, wealth, desire and liberation have found a protector, there is Goddess Lakshmi, meaning wherever there is the Lord, there alone his consort is there. Wherever there is the potential, there alone the potentiality is there. Wherever there is life, mind is there. Wherever there is eye, vision is there. Wherever there is tongue, taste is there. Wherever there is life, potentiality is there. What is that potentiality? Mind is the potentiality. In a dead mind, can you find the potentiality called mind? No. Exactly the same way. Wherever there is Lord, his infinite potentiality is his Lakshmi, is his consort, that is his wealth. As much as he is complete, she is also complete. And when we think about him, she comes, buy one, get one free. So you get the Lord, you ask for the Lord and you get Lakshmi free. Without putting any efforts. So he says, there is Goddess Lakshmi, and where there is this mother of the universe along with her Lord, how could there not be her maids, the 8 marvelous powers? So God knows, the Ishvara knows, the God knows that he is the absolute. God is the non-doer. Then who is doing? His potentiality is doing everything. And who is this God? In whom the potentiality has reached its climax. Because he is perfect, his potentiality has to be perfect. And what is that potentiality? Those are the 6 or 8, how many is telling here? The 8 powers. Some of them are the ability to be as small as possible in a blink of an eye. The ability to be as large as possible, meaning to include the entire universe within yourself. Vishwarup. That was told in the 11th chapter, that in blink of an eye. So it can become smaller than the smallest, it can become larger than the largest. This is second. I don't know all of them, but the third one is Vashikaran. Vashikaran means everything is attracted, when you look at that person, or he attracts everything to himself. And people can be attracted to the Lord with this power. You can, there are masters, there are techniques by which you can enhance this power. You can make people, get attracted to you.
Mesmerizing.
Huh?
Mesmerizing.
Not mesmerize, attract. But then you have to pay the price afterwards. Huh? You have to pay the price afterwards. There are techniques. Many years ago, before I went to the ashram, I used to do some exercise. So I heard about this. And nothing. And I started thinking about someone. And I kept thinking, there's a technique how to think. And he kept doing it, experiment. And what am I thinking? That person is going to call me now. 10 minutes went, still not. They focused even more. Now that person is going to call. And they are going to invite me out for dinner. And they are going to pay for the bill. And it happened. I said, maybe it was a fluke. Next weekend, again, when I had a day off, again I did the same thing. Again the same thing happened. I said, I like this. But it was only an experiment. Not to fall in love. See, so there are many techniques by which certain powers can be gained. But every power, every siddhi has its drawback. If you get caught up in it, it will take, whole life will go to get out of it. It's not that easy. If we are not, if we just do it as an experiment, only one, and then forget it. But if you get addicted to that power, then, and this way, this is the third one, Vashikaran. Then another one is Anima Garima, Garima, to become Anima and Garima. That is, to be as light as possible or to be as heavy as possible. This is another two. And there's how many? 4, 5 I told. 3 more are there. Let me find out and let you know the other 3. There are different configurations. Somewhere some 8 are given, somewhere some 6 are given. So I'll find out and let you know. Such as the power to be as small as an atom, Lord Krishna himself is himself victory incarnate. We are talking about Vijaya. Second line, what did it say? Tatra Shrir Vijayo. Shri, wealth. We talked about wealth till now. If we focus on Krishna, wealth will automatically come. Vijaya, Lord Krishna is victory incarnate. He has never known defeat. Nothing is impossible for him. Do we feel sometimes that nothing is impossible in those special moments? So, focus on Lord Krishna, that incarnate, and so victory will run post haste to that party which is favored by him. Not that Bhagwan is not saying, Krishna is not saying, I favor you, I don't favor you, I favor you. No, from his vision, he is in every heart. Then whom will he favor? Think. Sun is plentifully available every day. Whom will he favor? The one who opens his window. Only then the sunlight will come inside the room, isn't it? If you choose to be under the duna with the windows closed and curtains drawn and say why the sun has not come out, whose fault is it? Is it sun's fault? Exactly the same way. Whom will Krishna favor? He who is thinking about him. He who is available to him. And how do you become available? Single pointed focus to the exclusion of everything else. See? We'll leave it here. It's beautiful what Gyaneshwari Maharaja has written. Absolutely wonderful. So next week we start from 1641. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.